Well, hello there. I'm Justice Thomas, and I'm a judge on the Supreme Court. I was just catching up on some case briefs so I can be prepared for today's case. But I want to hear from you guys. I want you to send in some questions about your rights, and I can help answer them for you. It looks like we have a submission right now. Let's see what this person's question is about.
I'm protesting for animal rights, and this farmer came up to me and said that I can't. Do I have the right to say what I want?
Yes, you can say whatever you want. Under the First Amendment, it gives you the right to free speech. You also have the right to petition, the right to assemble, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press. So go ahead and say whatever you want and speak up for those animals, because they don't have a voice, but you do. And use your voice for good. And remember, the First Amendment says you cannot be silenced, unless it's an imminent danger. Then you can't say it. But as long as it's not a threat or danger to others, you can say it. So, there you go. Let's see the next question.
My dog doesn't have the right to own a gun, but do I?
Your dog is so cute. But yes, you have a right to own a gun. Under the Second Amendment, it says you have the right to bear arms. And no, this doesn't mean bear your arms. It means bear arms as in own a gun. So whenever you're forgetting your Second Amendment right, just hold up two fingers like a gun. And remember, you have a right to own a gun as long as you're responsible with it.
This soldier said that he has a right to stay at my house and eat all of my food. It's very crowded in here. Do I have a right to say no?
Yes, you have a right to say no. Under the Third Amendment, it says no quartering of soldiers, because back in the colonial days, British troops would come in your house and be like, hey, we're going to stay here and eat all your food. But the Founding Fathers are like, that's not going to happen anymore. And they made the Third Amendment. So whenever you're kind of forgetting the Third Amendment, just hold up three fingers and think, whoa, three's a crowd. That's the Third Amendment, no quartering of soldiers.
Police officer thought that my book bag looked weird and bulky and took it down to the police station for an inspection. Do I have the right to say no to an unreasonable search?
You have a right to say no to an unreasonable search, and that's the Fourth Amendment. No unreasonable search and seizures. The police officer must have a warrant with probable cause in order to search your backpack. So go ahead and you can tell him no, he can't search you without a warrant. And remember your Fourth Amendment right. No unreasonable search and seizure. You can't search my four walls without a warrant.
I was accused of a crime and then was found not guilty by a jury. The judge doesn't believe them and wants me to put on trial again. Can he do this?
No. The judge cannot do this, as you've already been found not guilty by a jury. And if he does do this, this is called double jeopardy and is illegal under the Fifth Amendment. You have the right to not be tried again for the same crime. You also have the right to remain silent. So whenever you're forgetting your Fifth Amendment right, just hold up five fingers and think, I can plead the Fifth. I can remain silent if I want to. And that's your Fifth Amendment right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. I have to go off and hear a case, but thanks for joining me, Justice Thomas, and letting me answer your questions. But to be sure that we know the amendments, let's go through them one more time, because we didn't go through all of them. And in case this is on like a test or something, I don't know, we have something to associate them with so that we can remember them. So let's start off with the First Amendment. Number 1, you cannot be silenced. You have the right to free speech. You also have the right to petition, the right to assemble, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press. Number 2, the right to bear arms. You can own a gun as long as you're responsible with it. Number 3, three's a crowd. No quartering of soldiers. You have a right to say no if they want to stay with you. Number 4, you can't search my four walls without a search warrant. And if a police officer tells you otherwise, you tell him no. Number 5, you have the right to plead the Fifth. I can remain silent if I wish to. Number 6, I'm running out of time. I need a fast and speedy trial. That's your Sixth Amendment right. Number 7, oh, lucky number 7, I can wear my lucky suit and get a trial by suit. I have the right to a trial by suit. Number 8, now, let's think of what the number 8 looks like. I'll give you a hint. That's right, the number 8 looks like handcuffs. So, to remember the Eighth Amendment, think of the number 8. What does it look like? Handcuffs, punishment, no cruel, unusual punishment. That's my right under the Eighth Amendment. Thanks again for joining me, folks. I gotta get going. Remember to know your privileges from your rights from your privileges, and remember it is your right to know your rights. Right? Right.